everybody. Cooking in the kitchen with Sylvia again. This time I'm going to cook a turkey. I'm going to show you how I prepare my Thanksgiving turkey. This is a almost 20 pound, it's like 19, almost 19 and a half pounds turkey. I've already defrosted it and I've rinsed it off a little bit, get some of this solution from the turkey out. And I just want to remind you that there are little things in the turkey that you need to remember to take out. Number one, of course, slipped out already, but it's your packet of giblets. Okay, and those are good for your gravy. I'm going to put those in my container here because I'm going to boil that. And there's also a turkey neck, usually inside the cavity of the turkey. So here we go. We've got our turkey giblets out and our turkey neck. So what I usually do for my turkey is I like to give it a quick 30-minute brine. You can put the brine on there longer if you have time, but if you're kind of in a hurry and you want to just get this turkey in the oven, the best thing to do is just at least 30 minutes or so. So my turkey's defrosted. I'm going to just drain off some of that water. Put it in a container. You can use your roasting pan. This one usually works for me because it's a little bit smaller than my roasting pan. And what I usually like to do is prepare a solution of vinegar and salt. Okay, so we want to get about 2 cups of vinegar, white vinegar. You can also use apple cider. Oh, let me just measure that out just so that you have an idea how much you're going to put in. But you want to have at least 2 cups, maybe 3, depends on how much liquid you think you're going to need. And you're going to need some salt. Usually I put in about a 1/4 cup. I know it's a lot of salt, but this is going to help brine the turkey a little bit, make it a little more tender. And the solution really is just to also help your turkey cook nicely and tenderize the meat. You don't want a tough turkey. So put your vinegar in some water, stir it with your hand or a spoon, doesn't matter. And then you're going to bathe your turkey with this solution. So you're just going to rinse it over your turkey like this. It's like you're giving it a wash. And every now and then, just do that every couple times throughout your 30 minutes. Some people have large containers they can use. And if you don't have a large container, your roasting pan that you're going to cook your turkey in works, or even just your a smaller container like this one. Usually what I do is I like to rub all that vinegar solution in there, and when I'm ready to do it again, I just tilt that over, collect the fluid, water, the liquid, and then do it again. So we're going to give this little turkey a nice little brine vinegar bath, saltwater vinegar bath, just to help us get it ready for cooking. Like I said, just tilt it over. I like to do this over the sink, makes it a lot easier. And then we can do the process again. I don't have to lift it from the bottom because the liquid on the bottom is already touching the turkey. But I do like to run that a couple times just to get this going. Get my turkey into a nice brown. So I also do the inside, not just the outside. And just give that turkey a little bath. So we're going to leave it here for about 30 minutes. I'll come back every so often, like every 5 minutes or so, and rinse it again and do that for the 30 minutes. So let your turkey rest there for a little bit, leave it in your brine, and then I'll show you how to get it ready for the oven. Okay. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes that I've been brining and rinsing the turkey with the salt and vinegar solution. So now it's time to get it ready to put it in the roasting pan and get it in the oven. So once you feel that you've given it a nice little vinegar wash, then what we want to do is we want to get rid of this fluid, this liquid. This, we no longer need it, but we will rinse the turkey one more time in some cold water so that we can get rid of some of that vinegar from the turkey. So just put it in your sink, give it a quick little rinse. Like I said, if you can leave it there in the brine for about an hour, that's also probably better. It'll tenderize your meat a little more. But that will work half an hour with the salt and vinegar solution. So now we're getting ready to get our turkey seasoned. We're still going to put salt and a couple things before we put it in the oven. So here we go. Put your turkey in a container. You can use your roasting pan if you want, but usually to me it's easier on this on a container like this one if you have something like that, or even a basin. So here we go. We're going to add some salt, garlic powder, and some onions. And you do want to be generous with the salt. Okay, I know people have to watch their salt, and you can not put as much if you're doing that, but you do want to give it some salt. So give your turkey a nice rub down with salt. And don't forget the wings. And of course, inside, this is usually where I put more salt, but that's probably good enough. Okay. You don't necessarily have to put as much salt if you're cutting down, but it does, when you have a big turkey like this, you're going to need to make sure that it gets seasoned well. Okay. Now we're going to dust it with the garlic powder inside first. Just give it a little dusting and a little bit on the back. If you prefer to use fresh garlic, you can put that inside. Usually this one, the garlic powder, works nicely. Gives a nice flavor to your turkey. Plus you'll smell the seasoning there. Okay. Now we can also dust a little thyme, and you're only going to put a little bit, you're not going to put a whole lot, so probably about a quarter teaspoon or so. Just going to help enhance some of these flavors. Okay. Now what we're going to put inside this turkey is some butter and onions, lemons. If you don't have lemons, you can use oranges. So what you do is get yourself a stick of butter or margarine. Margarine works too if you don't have any butter. Sometimes you're using butter for all the other recipes for your Thanksgiving dinner, so you can use the margarine in lieu of the butter. So grab yourself a stick of butter, put it in there. You can soften your butter, but the truth is you don't always have to soften it because you're going to rub it down anyway. So give it a good wipe down all over your turkey. Don't forget the wings, inside the wings. Into the back. That's why I like the smaller, shallow pan, because easier to turn the turkey around and get them situated. So don't be afraid to get your hands all sticky. You might think you're not doing much, but Trust me, this is all going to help flavor your turkey. Okay, so we've got salt, a little bit of thyme. If you don't have thyme, that's okay. You don't have to put it there. I usually just like to add a little. And stick all these extra pieces around. There is one more thing we're going to add to the top of the turkey to give us a nice crispy crust, and that's going to be some oil, vegetable oil, canola oil. Okay, so here we go. I've got an onion that I chopped in pieces. You're going to stick that inside the cavity. I've got a lemon. Like I said, you can use an orange. I usually like to squeeze out a little bit of the juices, put them in there. And just stick that in there. You can also put apples. It's a little sweeter. Just put that in there. These are the things that are going to flavor your turkey. Don't be afraid to leave this fat there because that's going to help keep everything moist. Now, before we put our turkey on the roasting pan, to avoid burning your wing tips, you can just turn them in like this. Let's give them a little tap. This is a tough bird. And that will keep your wings from burning on the tips, and it'll also help you position your turkey in the pan. So here we go. So we've got all this extra fat here. Okay, don't hurt it. Actually want to add a little more salt there. I might have missed that part. Like I said, this is a big turkey. You want to season it well. So here we go. Now let me move this out of the way so I can bring my pan over, and we can put this turkey on top. So just wait right there. Okay, now on my roasting pan I have some celery stalks, some carrots that I sliced lengthwise and laid them down in the pan. Now if you don't have one of these little gadgets, this is to help carry your turkey out, in and out, or roasting whatever you're cooking, you can just lay the turkey directly on top of the vegetables. Those vegetables are going to also enhance your gravy from your turkey drippings, so it's going to bring a lot of flavor, including the onions and the lemons that are inside. So once you've got your pan, your roasting pan all ready, you're just going to bring your turkey on top here. So you're going to grab him as best you can and reposition him in the container. Now we're also going to add some water to this container, and what's going to happen is it's going to keep your turkey from drying out. So you do want to put some water on the bottom, and it's just to the level where the vegetables are. So you're going to probably add probably 2 cups of water. Depends on your roasting pan size, so I can't give you exact measurements, but at least to the bottom where most of that's going to get evaporated while it's cooking, so no worries there. But it will also help prevent your turkey from drying out. Now before we put this or cover it with our foil, we do want to add some vegetable oil. So you want to rub canola oil, vegetable oil. I wouldn't use olive oil. I know olive oil is delicious and everything, but it browns too fast before you realize if your turkey's done. So I prefer not to use olive oil. You don't have to do the back, because usually the back of the turkey has enough fats, and it will get crispy too a little bit, not as much as the top, but the vegetable oil is pretty much your best bet here. So you've got that coated all around. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cover this turkey with some foil so that we can get it in the oven. So let me grab a couple pieces of foil here. Easier if my hands are not too slippery. And then we're going to get ready to pop this turkey in the oven now. Maybe position it a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, let me grab the foil. Now you're going to make some turkey tents. So in that sense, it's just get yourself some foil, like a little tent, and then you need another one. And you're going to not necessarily cover the whole thing, but you do want to cover the breast, especially the breast. And you're going to leave this foil on there for the first hour of your cooking time, just to keep the turkey breast from drying out. So you're going to do the same thing here. Scrape your foil on top. Just touch it like this. Try not to touch the turkey breast too much. So you can just bring it up a little bit. You want the heat mostly to go in there. You don't want to peel off the skin. So there we go. Now I'm going to ask my husband to help me carry this. This is pretty heavy, so be sure that you have someone to help you put it in the oven. So I'm going to get my oven, gonna get it preheated. I'm going to preheat my oven at 350. This is a almost a 20-pound turkey. You're going to need to cook it at least 2.5 to 3 hours. After the first hour, you're going to remove the foil. So just pop it up, open, and then take it out. Don't do any basting. You don't have to do anything else with it. Keep it in the oven for another hour. Check it to make sure that it's browning how you like it. And then give it another half hour just to get it cooked through. And you can tell when it's ready because then the legs are going to move easily, and you could see that the inside is cooked thoroughly. And of course you do have a little popper there that can also tell you it's almost done. Now if you don't want to over dry your turkey breast, you can, before the last half hour that you put it in, you can drape it again with the foil, just so that it doesn't dry out, because you don't want the turkey breast to dry out. The legs and everything else, remember there's no stuffing in here. That will help you cook it faster and more thoroughly inside than if you put a bunch of stuffing and then it's going to take longer to cook. So let me have my husband help me get this in the oven, and we'll get this turkey cooking. Okay, we're going to put this turkey in the oven now. I'm going to do it really carefully. My husband helped me carry it over. It's pretty heavy. Okay, just keep it centered, like I said. You don't have to do any basting or anything. Just keep your foil on top. And just a safety tip, don't ever use foil in the microwave if you're going to heat up your leftovers for turkey or anything like that, because that can cause fire in your microwave. So that's just a safety tip. So leave your turkey in there. I've got it set for almost 3 hours, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. So like I said, 350, it's about to get up to that temperature. It'll cook in there. Keep an eye on it after an hour or so. Check on it, and you can go ahead and take off the foil, and then we'll go from there, okay? So I'll catch you again in a little bit, and we'll see how the turkey's coming along. Okay, let's check on that turkey. It's been about, well, for this turkey, about 3 hours. It's pretty much done. You can see it's nice and brown. You can tell that the turkey is done because your leg sections are getting soft and easy to move. So you've got your drippings there to make your gravy. I'm going to have my husband help me transfer it to the counter. I just want you to get an idea how it looks when it's ready to come out of the oven. It's pretty hot in here, but this turkey looks really good. and it smells really good too. So all those herbs, that little garlic powder, the thyme, the onions, the celery and carrots on the bottom are going to flavor your drippings. So we're pretty much done, getting ready to put it on a nice platter and serve it for our Thanksgiving. Okay, our turkey's on the counter now. Now I'm going to get ready to make some nice turkey gravy. My husband's going to help me transfer it to a nice platter. So I hope you like this recipe. It's my easy, no basting turkey. You don't need to do anything too much other than just prepping it and getting it in the oven. I do want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Today is November 28, 2019. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family and enjoy your turkey. Bye-bye.